Japan, Operation Cupid, Turn 5. So for our production, we have 78 IPCs, and with that, we are going to buy 4 fighters, 1 destroyer, 2 tanks, and 6 infantry. So as my German opponent said, this is a target-rich environment, so there's going to be a lot of battles this turn. So there'll be one off Malaya. We're going to be sending all our fighters from that one location here, our fighters and tactical bombers. We're actually going to be marching into New Guinea just to liberate all the New Guineans. We've already got half the island. And then C-Zone 6, there have been reports that there's an enormous American aircraft carrier off the shore. First we thought it was an oil tanker, American oil tanker, showing goodwill, but alas, it's not the case. They've actually put their fleet in C-Zone 6, so that's definitely not acceptable. So we're going to be doing something about that. So for our combat moves, so from Yunnan, we're going to be sending in all these units here and attacking in Malaya, and they're all going to have 2 movement left. Moving into C-Zone 6, all these units from the Carolines. So our cruiser, 2 destroyers, aircraft carrier, and planes are all going in there. I'll do the Malaya battle first, and then we'll do the one off C-Zone 6. All the fighters, the 3 fighters here are going in. They'll have 1 movement, or sorry, they'll have 3 movement left. This one from Asia is going to be moving in, 1, 2, 3. That'll have 1 left. The 2 fighters from Manchuria are going in. They'll have 2 movement left. So as I mentioned, this one Japanese unit, I'm just going to chip it out right now. So that's occupying the other part of New Guinea. And we don't want to leave the Russians ignored, so we're going to be moving in here into Tuniska. So we're moving in all our units to attack. So the tank, the mech, the artillery, the infantry, as well as this fighter from Chihuahua. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, and it has 1 movement left. So we're putting that in there. All the rest down here is non-combat. Oh, these fighters are also going in from the Philippines to C-Zone 6. And our transport is going to be sending paratroopers into Amur, so we're invading Amur. Should have put a white marker on there, but at least I remembered. As well, we're going to be moving in these 3 units, because you have to have matching paratroopers with land attack, just so everybody's aware. So we've kept legal there. And this bomber is also acting as a transport. It's going to be flying somewhere, depending on how the situation develops. So let's do the combat in Malaya first. So I've got 2 cruisers, 1 is paired with a battleship, and I've been advised that the British have improved radar, which is nasty. So I've got 2 tacticals paired with fighters, which are jets. So let's do the AA first. So the battleship has 3 AA, and the order of losses I've got here as well is cruiser, battleship, battleship, cruiser. So the 3 AA, oh ouch, that's 2 hits. So I'm going to take that off the 2 tacticals. They're going to go off. So now I'm going to do my attacks. 4, 2 jets, 2 tacticals, and then 1 normal. It's a total of 5. And I get a total of 3 hits. So according to the Brits, that's a cruiser and 2 hits on the battleships. That leaves 1 cruiser left. They get to fire back, of course. So a battleship and a cruiser paired, and 1 cruiser. And they get 2 hits. So I take off a tactical. So I have to take off 2 tacticals. So we've got 3 against 1 cruiser. So I got 3 coming in. Oh God, I missed. Excuse my language. It fires at a 3 and it misses. I can actually do this all at the same time. So we take our Fury out on the cruiser, but of course it gets another hit. So I'm going to be taking off a jet. So that was a Pyrrhic victory. British put up a tremendous fight. We have 2 aircraft left. Okay, now we're going to do the one Russia. Hopefully this goes a little bit better. We'll see. We have 3 Russian infantry, we have an AA, we have an artillery. Versus a tank, a mech, an infantry. The mech pairs with the artillery. And we have a jet coming in. So first the AA fires. And of course the AA gets a hit. So now we do our land combat. So we have a tank, we have infantry, artillery paired, and then 1. And we got 1 measly hit, so I'm going to assume they're going to take the AA off. They get to fire 4. 1 more, sorry. Oh, no, there it is. So 2 hits. So that leaves me with a artillery and a tank versus these 4 guys. So I'm going to retreat, cut my losses. That was a disaster for the Japanese. Oh well. Okay, so now we're going to do the Sea Zone 6 battle. Huge Japanese Air Force going in. Of course, we have the American super carrier. Okay, let's get all this sorted out. So we got 2 destroyers, 2 submarines, Japanese have an aircraft carrier, batch of jets. We got 2. Okay, we got a cruiser, 2 destroyers. There's supposed to be an American cruiser here. So I'm just going to call this an American cruiser. I don't know where my American cruiser went. Okay, so we've got 2 tacticals. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 jets. Got 3 fighters. We got a Japanese cruiser, American cruiser, 2 destroyers, 2 subs. I'm going to put this carrier onto a Japanese carrier up there to remind me I can take that as loss. And then the order of losses I've been given from the American is 3 hits on the carrier, then the subs, then the destroyers, cruisers, and then followed by the fighters who can land in Korea, of course. So the first thing I'm going to do is target select. So I'm going to send 2 planes after the American cruiser. And I do sink the American cruiser. Okay, so now we're going to do our attacks. So we've got 8 jets coming in. So I'm going to roll for the first 6. So far, 3 hits. So I've got 2 more. That's another hit. So far, it's a total of 4 hits. Now I'm going to roll for my 1 Japanese cruiser. That's a hit. So we're at 5. Now I'm going to roll for my 2 destroyers. And they score another hit. So that's a total of 6 hits. And now we're going to do the damages from the Americans. So the Americans have 3 fighters. And they score 1 hit so far. Then they have 2 destroyers and carrier defends at 2. They get another hit, so that's 2. And then they have 2 submarines. And the submarines don't score. So far, 6 hits. So the Americans have to take 6. So I've been told the carrier takes 3. And then the 2 submarines. So that's a total of, that's 3, 4, 5. So the next one would be a destroyer for a total of 6. And the Japanese take 2, so I'm going to take 2 off for my carrier. And we're going to continue the battle. So again, I've got 8 jets coming in. First 6. 4 hits, and that is enough to destroy the Americans, because you only have 3 fighters and 1 destroyer left. So thanks to the Japanese Air Force, they're gone. They get to fire back. So they have 3 defending fighters plus 1 destroyer. Ouch, and they get 3 hits. So I'm going to take out 1, 2, a cruiser, destroyer, and 1 jet. And then the Americans, of course, lose everything, including their transport. And that concludes C-Zone 6 battle. So I have 1 lone destroyer there, who's in awe of the Japanese jets whizzing around. Okay, so now we're going to do our non-combat move. So what we're going to do is we're going to take these units from the Philippines and land them in Manchuria, up here from the Philippines, from that transport. The transport in Guam is also going to take these units and land those infantry there. We're going to move the transports. We're going to send in one infantry. We're going to move these transports up. So that takes care of that. We have to land these fighter and tactical, the only ones left. There's a lot of wreckage though, but we salute the Honorable British Fleet. They put up quite a fight. Okay, so now up here, we're not successful against the Russians, unfortunately. We're going to move up an infantry. We're going to move from Sikeng to Shanghai. What we're going to do in here is we're going to move these 2 tanks from Yunnan into Indochina. We're going to move the artillery as well into Indochina. This one in Guangxi is going to move to Yunnan. And 3 infantry are going to be moving into Thailand, leaving in the artillery. And we're going to only leave 1 infantry in Shan State. Somehow I got to keep my hands from knocking anything down here. Not too late. Okay. And then we're going to rail from Shanghai. We're going to rail these 2 dudes up here. 1, 2, 3. So they're going to be in Suyan. We're going to rail this one down. 1, 2, 3. So everything from Shanghai. 1 tank is going to go into French Indochina. And then the tank in the back are going to go into Suyan. So here we're going to move 2 fighters back into Manchuria. We are going to transport 2 more infantry. Oh no, sorry, we're going to move these infantry. Glad I remembered. They go from a transport 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They're going to transport 2 more infantry in Kangsu. And then the transport's going to land there. And then these fighters are all going to land, and tacticals are all going to land in Japan. So I've got a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 fighters there and 2 tacticals. And then this will move back to Japan, the transport plane. Now I'm going to put on my reinforcements. So I'm going to put another destroyer in C-Zone 6. I'm going to put 3 fighters, 2 more fighters in Japan. I'm going to put a tank and 2 infantry in Kangsu. Two infantry in Malaya. 2 infantry in Japan. I got 1 tank and 1 plane. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change that to 2 tanks and an infantry in Guangzhou, and I'll move 3 infantry into Japan. And again, do a little bit of a switcheroo. I'm going to move this fighter. This one other fighter is going to go in Kangsu, and then we'll have 3 infantry in Malaya. So disposition of forces: 3 infantry into Malaya, 1 infantry in the Celebes, 1 artillery in Java, 1 infantry in New Guinea, 1 infantry, and 1 AA in the Carolines. 1 infantry in the Philippines. Off the sea zone, I have 2 destroyers, 2 transports, and 1 lonely carrier. In Indochina, I've got a tactical and a fighter. I've got 4 tanks and 2 artillery. And Malay, I've got 3 infantry. In Thailand, I've got 1 artillery, and I've got 3, 4, 5, 6. I've got 8 infantry. I've got 1 infantry in Shan State, 1 infantry in Yunnan, 2 infantry Tingisku. I've got I've got 1 tank, 3 infantry, and 1 artillery. And I'm actually gonna land, move 1 guy into the pass here. So I got 1 tank, 2 infantry, 1 artillery in this unit, land Kangsu. I've got a tank and a mech and a strat in Suyan. 2 transports in Okinawa. In Mongolia, I've got 2 fighters, AA, artillery, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 infantry. In Amur, I've got 5 infantry. Sea Zone 6, I've got 2 destroyers. Iwo Jima, I've got 1 infantry. In Japan itself, so I'm going to put my little marker here. Just give me a second. And I'm just going to put all my air units in this tin here. It's easier to count. So I've got, in Japan, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 infantry, 1 AA. Hokkaido, I've got 1 AA, 1 infantry. And in this marker here, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8 fighters, 2 tactical, and 1 bomber. And now my IPC count. So I didn't lose any territory. So I captured 1 territory in Russia and Amur, so that's additional of 2. That's 8, and then that comes to a total of 80. However, we do have a convoy. So that oh, now I understand. I picked there was a British destroyer here, so I'm going to put it back. Somehow I got my cruisers and destroyers mixed up. So the surface ship gets 1 die, and oh, that's a cruiser. You'll bear with me. Pretend that's a destroyer, and I'm going to roll. So it's 1 die, 3. I have to get 3 or less, and that'll remove the IPCs. So I roll a 3, so instead of 80, I get 77. So that's my turn. Thank you very much.